Right, I need to take a quick breather. Give the old larynx a bit of a moment to recoil itself. I'm going to leave you riding on board. Do you want to ride on board, or do you want to follow alongside the Legacy Special as it makes its way up the end of the track? Choose now. Okay, well, I'll give you a choice. Here you go. It's on board. Okay. Yeah. You're all right. Okay. One each. Follow. Alto. Follow. Alongside. Follow. On board. Alongside. Thank you. You're welcome. Alongside. Follow. Ride cam. On board. On board. On board. Along. Follow along. Legacy. Alongside. Follow along in capital letters. Follow along. Follow. Okay. Herself has decreed that follow is the winner. Thanks, gang. Yeah, you've got to be quick on the mark here to get you voted. And better still, the electrification has gone. Right. No, you had it. There we go. Kill that off. Turn it around. What do you think? I quite like that as an angle. That's not bad. Or a bit like this. Something like that. That looks good. Right, I shall be back in approximately 5 minutes. Enjoy the ride. If it gets to the end, it will stop because there will be it will break because it won't have a path. Right, won't be a tick. Now it turns out that if you try to tab out in order to disable the hosting hooter, that the game pauses. Hold on, I'll stop watching myself. No, that's me. This is stream inception going on here. I often hold on. Well, wait, just go get out. Technology, people. I'm a master. Everybody knows it. It's a fact. Right. Anyway, where are we? What have I missed? Where have we got up to? We're coming up on Altdorf, which we're not going to hit. We're going to take this turn off instead. Yeah, watching yourself while you're streaming. How vain is that? Very is the answer. But anyway, we're back in business, and we're coming up on the new piece of track that we built. Now, the interesting thing that may happen here is that we'll start going very slowly as we start heading uphill. Well, possibly. We'll just have to wait and see. But I missed some awesome views. Well, that's good. If anybody wants to do just a ride along as part of this, and I'll offer some colour commentary as we go, then pick a route. There were some pretty good routes on the festive play and all, which if you haven't ridden them all yet, go and ride them. There you go. I've done advertising it. I mean, there's no adverts on any of it, so I don't know why I'm advertising it. It's not like it's making me rich or anything. Anyway, onwards. Oh, look at that. That's a fun view. Altdorf really is coming along. Working on the building out Half-Life 2 there, by the looks of it. Still got a few more floors to go, but you know, it's getting there. Just run through that green cart. That's it. Bosh! Eat that. Serves you right for jumping the barrier. The traffic there is pretty bad. Right, into the tunnel. Let's ride the tunnel. There we go. Now, this to me, the tunnel texture here, because it repeats so readily, feels like carpet. And we've got a bit of a roller coaster-esque hump in the track coming up. Right, what's going on in the track here? Captain Carter has surpassed stream. Well, if you can't use the stream helmet command, we can at least stick it on while we're inside the tunnel here. As much as it messes with the do, you know, we can still make this happen. Please make Belgian trains. I can't make any Belgian trains. I don't think I own any. If I've got any in the collection, we'll add a Belgian train somewhere, and it'll taste like Stella Artois. There you go, and it will look like Jean-Claude Van Damme. And that's the extent of my Belgian knowledge. Right, here we go. This is quite a long tunnel, isn't it? There we go. I'll tell you what we could do instead. If we de-helmet here, we'll do that, right? And then we'll kill that off, and we'll go look for its triumphant emergence, if we can remember from where it triumphantly emerges. I've done myself no favours by closing that off. Oh, aha! Here we are. Right, and that bit's in need of a bit of smoothing. Only a little, but no. This is not. This is a texture that is not mapping perfectly. Granville. Right. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to sit here anxiously for the next 45 minutes. Waiting for the train to come out of the tunnel. I'm your host, Colonel Failure, and, you know, place your bets. How many minutes do we have to wait until the train emerges? There we go. Surely I should have a green beret at a jaunty angle. While I do quite a lot of things in a jaunty fashion, beret wearing currently not one of them. However, I am open to fashion adjustment as time goes on. Here we go. What are we looking for? We've got some numbers happening. That's people placing bets. That's what I like to see. Getting involved in the debate vis-a-vis the emergence of the train. The train arriving in Platform 1 is 150 years out of date. It certainly is. That's either Mrs. Coot or Mr. Scoot. whichever you are, yes, this is exactly what you pay for. When you visit a kernel failure effort of some description, expect to be challenged in these ways on a regular basis. There is, of course, the chance that we're looking at the wrong tunnel entrance here. But no, I've got a high level of confidence that the train will emerge from here soon, and when it does, we'll all be pretty excited. That's a good looking dude there, Borgscan, and I've got some shades. Maybe that's a new look I could go for. Sparky Marky, have you missed much? You've missed loads, but the good news is something like !upload YT will tell you that I will be chopping this up and flinging it onto YouTube afterwards, although it won't have the kernel cam of me on it because I'm recording it separately, assuming of course the recording doesn't break, which, you know, we can't rule that out. But yes, this will be available afterwards. Anyway, anytime soon a train will emerge from this tunnel. We've only been sat here for the last hour and a half, and you know, it's pretty exciting. I could turn my volume up, I suppose, and then maybe we'll hear it coming. But we can't hear it coming at the moment. There we go. And yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Yeah, this is high level. You can watch people building, you know, really fantastic network setups and creating the ultimate in profitability or glamorous views. But frankly, I think that the game is at its best when you just sit outside a tunnel, waiting for... Here it comes! Oh, flipping... Oh, sure. What a moment there. I think I might clip this and stick it in my my highlight reel. Here comes the train. Do-do-do-do. And the pilot is looking for Zeppelins as he comes out of the tunnel because he never knows when they're going to drop overhead. I'm going to let it go out of shot because that's a nice shot, even though I've got the cursor in the way. Right, how fast are we currently going? 20 kilometers an hour. How can anyone live at such speeds? But we're now into the good stuff, frankly. Let's see what we got. Well, look at this lump of a track. But we are clearly coming up on the actual route itself. And then we're going to make it... this looks slow. It looks slow because it is. How do you keep 300 plus viewers busy? Tell them to wait at the end of the tunnel and wait for something to come out. For so long the passengers suffocated. They would have done. Were there any passengers on board? Which of course there aren't, and chances are never will be. But there you go. Here we are. Now we're going to come into the station here, and I'm going to change it onto its final route, where it will spend. Oh, look at that! He's got up ahead of speed now. In fact, I am very much looking forward to the downhill leg to see what kind of nitrous oxide inducing speeds we can get up to. Right, you pressed the wrong button. Hit this one. We are going on the Legacy, I think, except I called it not the Legacy line, so I think I put a T at the beginning. The Legacy line, not actually Legacy, and the very arrival of this train has generated some growth in town. That's how I'm going to interpret it anyway. But we're rolling. Right, now I'm going to kill off the cross-country mayhem inducer. It's cost us 81,000 this jaunt. That's actually not that much. And then we'll follow along. In fact, we're not going to follow along. We're going to ride on because this could be quite interesting. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the level of interesting is entirely down to how much you like really spectacular views of the Alps. But I for one, think it's going to be pretty amazing to watch this happening, and so that's why we're doing it. And then once we've done that, what we'll do is we'll tart up the line a little bit, and then we'll go and replace some of the trains that need updating. So if you've got a the cross-country mayhem inducer sounds like a fantastic name for a laxative. Yeah, quite possibly. Or certainly it sounds like a very effective laxative. You know, if nothing else will shift it, try some cross-country mayhem inducer. Anyway, onto lighter topics. Here we go. Now, if you imagine this tree-lined in some fashion, then I think it would be quite a lot more attractive. We built a bridge over the landslip / chalk quarry that is going on there. Use the OBB railjet. Sure. I don't know if I can ask this or not, but is there any more Railway Empire coming up, Colonel Failure? Yes, there is. I will definitely be doing more Railway Empire. Definitely. I think I'll probably abandon the mission-based stuff and just go straight for open play. Missions I find so terribly restrictive. When the game tells you, oh, you've got to build over there next, you're going to go, well, what if I don't want to go over there? We're now doing 17 kilometres an hour. You know, and actually the ground here is rubbish. No, we're staying on board. But I desperately want to get out and start smoothing, because this looks awful. This bit doesn't look so bad, but now 16 kilometres now. But it's goodness me, dearie me. Will you do Planet Coaster? Yeah, there was a Planet Coaster episode placed up today, the 111111, and it's jolly good. It's very funny, even though I say so myself. And I built a really terrible dark ride that I'm going to upgrade a bit later, but we're not talking about that now. Where are we? What have we got going on? So, step away from the smoothing tool. This is the one thing I can never do. Now, if only we could turn our head, friends, we'd be able to look down at the scenery as we pass by. But we've actually come up with a pretty reasonable mountain run here that avoids unnecessarily tressellation of bridging and extensive tunnelling, because we've done that previously. But we've still got some distance to go, because we're switching back and forth so regularly. But Motorsport Manager tomorrow, Motorsport Manager. I've got to record it, of course, but you know, that's where Sundays Motorsport. Everybody knows that. Right, the TPF camera is a bit lacking. Yes, it is, but you know, that's good in one way, because it means that when they release the next one, they can stick that in. I want to be able to look out the window or ride in the carriages like you could originally, which you can't do anymore. Yeah, fetch the ammo for the tree gun. I think we're going to need rapid fire on the tree gun to tart this one up. I'm not just going to, you know, enclose the whole thing, because we want to keep the views intact. But we will want to improve things. Stick a roundhouse on this route. That might work. I've got one somewhere. I'll have a look and see if I can find somewhere that makes sense. We're not going to get heavily into decoration. This isn't the series for decoration. The next series will have a far more attractive tree gun oriented tilt to it. But we're not talking about the next series yet. We're still in this one. As much as, you know, we're now up to the point in this one where we're just riding on a really old steam train for larks. There we go. We must be nearly there. By the time it reaches Durham Bowden, the passengers themselves will be legacy. I'd agree with you. Were there any passengers on board? We just got taken over by a Ford Connect there, and another one. And a VW Beetle, which is really shifting, although comparatively shifting. Onion Jack made some of these, and it's not a no-cost mod series either. Right, I really want to get off the train, because this is taking ages, and you know. But hey, if I can make an hour's worth of train simulator commentary, I can certainly do 10 minutes on board Transport Fever train, where I'm not driving anything. We're being overtaken by absolutely. There is not a chance that anybody rides this train. Not a single chance. And this is the blandest piece of alpine landscape you could ever travel through. The road lacks character. The hills are pretty characterless. The mountains are quite nice, obviously, but it's the Alps. What do you expect? All right, we're now doing 38, 39 as we build up rocket speed on this downhill leg. Which, you know, with hindsight, a cut through would have worked here quite nicely. But who really cares about hindsight? As we switch to the cobbled road running alongside us, which is lovely. And is that a Trabant that just went hurtling past? I don't think it was. Might have been. Hell, we'll do some car spotting. Why not? Will it be faster going back again? Now, what we could do is we could take our time and we could run a stopwatch against how long it takes to get up the hill and then how long it takes to get back down again. But we're not going to do that because we want to do something a bit more riveting than that. As the stream continues, the Trabant would have been stopped at the side of the road with smoke coming out of it. What map it is, or if I've made a new map. I haven't made the map, but somebody else, someone from Reddit got in touch and offered to make me a map for the new series, and they don't want any credit at all, to use their words, otherwise everyone will want one. So there you go. So it is a custom map. I do not believe it is geographically oriented, but it should be pretty cool. Will I fix Sarnen Junction? We'll go there immediately after we arrive. Okay, we'll go and have a look at Sarnen. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Trains seem to be getting in and out without too much bother. Yeah, we'll go and have a look at Sarnen Junction. Why not? What you need is a fast train doing the original route, says Drunken Jim. We can go and have a look at that. We'll go and see our options. Oh, you could almost see through this next little tunnelette. From one end to the other. That's nice, isn't it? But this already feels like, you know, your theme park train ride going on here. As we enter... Okay, right, place your bets. You've got very little time to do so. But are there going to be any passengers waiting at all at the other end? Are we there yet? We are. We're almost there. Kids, get your stuff together. No, put your shoes back on. No, come on, look, we're getting off. No, you don't need to bring the empty rubbish with you. You can just put it in the bin at the edge of the seat. Will you please take off your headphones? No, we need to get out. And then there should be a car waiting for us. Get off the... No, we're not... Just get off your sister. Put your shoes on. There you go. There you go. It's a little bit of role play for you there. Just to spice things up as we enter the station. And, of course, there's nobody wait. 2 passengers. Matt Killen, you absolute optimist. No, there's nobody waiting. For a couple of reasons. Firstly, you'd be faster walking. Secondly, it's the first run. There's never any passengers waiting on the first run. That never happens. And there we go. You see, don't let it be said that I never take you anywhere fun, friends. We've made the journey from one end to the other, and for some reason I felt it necessary to attach the two-sided platform road. Well, what am I doing here? Well, this is a question I frequently ask myself. Will this connect to anything at all, is the other question. Go on, do you want to do that? Do you? Or are you going to create a horrible, horrible lump? That actually didn't look too bad. All right. I'll leave you to judge whether that is too bad. Oh, that's fun. I hadn't expected that. Okay, that was well worth doing. Right. We're going to do a little bit of smoothing. Oh, look at that. Isn't that better? Oh, I hate it when it leaves a lump like that. It means you have to get the tree gun out to kind of conceal it. All right, yeah. Either that or you bulldoze the station and the surrounding houses, smooth it out, place it down again, it does the same thing again. That is the failure way. There we go. We'll smooth as we go. down the hill, and then we will go and do something else for a bit. And we'll come back and revisit El Legacino a little later, and we'll see if it's managed to pick up a passenger, singular. If it picks up any passengers at all, we will claim victory. Make the brush smaller, it works. Yeah, but making the brush bigger also works. Oh, you meant on the lumpy bit. It does sometimes. There are some bits, however, that just refuse point blank to be dealt with. And the only thing you can do with those is just glare at them. Right, there you go. And some of this. There you go. And bit of that. Just a little bit, you know. Just to kind of break it up a bit. And oh yeah. Or rather, not break it up. Unbreak it. Fix. There you go. That's the way I describe. Oh, see, look, that much nicer. And we'll go around the corner. Oh, we'll get rid of this because clearly some idiot put something through there earlier on. Could have been me. And we're golden. Right, okay, let's go to Sarnen. That was the first thing. Turn your brush strength up. There you go, Mothership. That was... I like the strong cliff size as well, but I don't like them too strong. Too strong, too much. We're heading to Sarnen, friends, to see what is afoot. What is amiss? What is a mess? I always do this, you know. If I don't zoom all the way out, I end up just kind of accidentally following the track, or rather deliberately accidentally following the track, as the frame rate has a bit of a laugh at our extent. Oh, there's a lumber train, look, and it's coming back the other way. Oh, okay, I'll treat you to this. Let's get ahead of it, and about here is good. Junctions make for good screenshots. There you go. That should. That's something we can all live by. But you saw the log train, the lumber train, often enough. Here it now comes back in the opposite direction with some planks. Taste my plank train, which would be easy to mispronounce. Right, Sarnen, which is around here somewhere because that's where I left it. That stands, so it must be here. Sarnen. Right, Sarnen Junction is all skew whiff. Oh, yes, it's this one. But it is working. Did I ever play World of Tanks? Yes, I did. Right, now then, what don't we like? This side all looks all right. This side looks all right. But where it's problematic is over here. And yet it does work. We don't tend to have too many foul ups. Don't fix it if it's not broken. I don't think it is broken, to be honest, because if it were, we'd have a whole mess of traffic sat there. Right, stop zipping around so much. What it is also, however, is it is pretty ugly. The freight line, yeah, the freight line's fine. I've had a few comments to this extent, but I like the freight line getting in the way because that leads to good screenshots. In fact, if I had one reason for playing this, is because once in a while you get a real belter of a screenshot come up. So if I'm right, what do we got here? So we've got the freight line will come through here. And then pass through the station. It's got its own dedicated track, but then it crosses over the main line. Yeah, efficiency is not what I'm after at all. I'm after something that'll look quite interesting. And occasionally, a bunch of queuing trains will have quite a nice look about them. It leads to lost revenue. Exactly. I'm not bothered. I've got revenue. Revenue's fine. If revenue were my sole objective in playing the game, I'd fix these broken ones. That said, I have done, because when I looked at this, the balloon was losing 16 million a year. Now it's only losing 3.6. Boom. Equally, the international freight overinvestment I had overinvested in, and that too was burning 10 million plus. Kapow. I've got that working as well. Bellinzona Goods Bulk is the shipping line. That's 56 years old. That's losing money because the ships need replacing. But then when you look at the other end, we can offset all of that. So all three of those losing routes that I just mentioned are offset by just one good profit route. And as long as I've got the cash to carry on building stuff, it's all good. Blinky red triangle. Thank you, John Q. Smith. Train 4 and Train 58 are having something of a disagreement. Oh, not this again. Alright, now, what's happened here, I'll tell you, for nothing, is we've got two trains on the same bit of track going head-to-head with one another because the route has decided to change itself up. Right, turn around. I suspect this one's on the wrong side of the track. Or one of them was definitely on the wrong side of the track. But in this underground bit, who the hell knows? In fact, we can go right on board. But first, exclamation mark, autosave. Slurp of cola-flavoured beverage. Right, let's go pile on. Right, here we go. No, we're on the right side of the track here. So, it was facing the wrong way. So there you go. In that situation, jump onto the train, turn on the routes, and see who's giving you grief. Yes, well, quite. Check the onboard, says people, just before I jumped onto the onboard. It's good to see that we're all kind of aligned with how to figure out the solution here. So we are now facing the correct way, as the signal indicates. But what tends to happen is routes reshuffle themselves when you build new track, particularly if it bisects with track that you've already got going on. And therefore, once in a while you do have to unstick things, but you know, I've got no idea what went wrong there. It just happens from time to time. Left is right. Well, actually, right is right in this case. And there we go. But this is the reason why I'm going to move away from any underground routes next time around, because there's not an awful lot to look at while you're underground. It is quite dull compared to the adventures outside. So there you go. But we're gonna go the distance with this, just to make sure it turns around correctly at the other end, which is you know, hopeful that we'll turn around correctly at the other end. Make signals one way, stops them turning around. I don't like using one-way signals for one reason only, and that is sometimes you want to run a legacy special up the track in a direction that track is not suited to. That's the reason. One-way signals absolutely work, absolutely. I completely agree, but I don't use them. As we stare into the abyss of the Upside Down. And then they play some music from the 80s, and everybody goes, it's amazing. Right, okay, so let's just make sure we're going on the right side of the track. Do not switch tracks. Right, we're golden. That's fixed. Good. Next up, let's go replace some trains. Let's go get some train porn on the go, and replace some trains. Now we have a couple to choose from. Wolfenschiessen certainly has some going on, which is nearby. I don't know why I kind of fixate on some stations and not others. I just do. I guess it's because they're the interesting stations. Right, here we go. In fact, there's that much traffic here at the moment, we should spot one. Nope. This is the Wolfenschiessen Enetbergen. What we're looking for is the Western Valley thingamajig. Get OBB Taurus with Railjet. You're not going to give up until that happens, right? When the new series starts after this, or yes, the new series will start immediately after. I'll chop this up into like 2-3 parts, so that'll be out on the channel next week, and then the new series will start immediately after that with your usual Monday, Friday fix of trains on Colonel Failure's YouTube channel. Yeah, I can't wait to get started. which is why I'm starting quite quickly. But also, I've got to make sure it all works. I've got a good concept, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't doubt that you'll all love it. Anyway, let's get back on with this one. Don't worry about the future. We've got the present to deal with first. Where is it? There must be one nearby. Well, there doesn't have to be. There is quite a lot of track and not very many trains. Let's have a look. This looks promising. Here we go. Homage to the Great Western. There we go. Right, so this is our replacement candidate. Now, it is a diesel. I mention this because, yeah, the reason I mention this is because I want to make sure that the track is electrified. If it's not electrified, we're going to have to use another diesel. Yeah, I know. Stating the obvious is merely one of the services that I provide. It's what makes my channel such a unique form of entertainment. So we're going to follow this along until it reaches its destination. I'm pretty sure that everything the other way up, so where it's just come from, I'm pretty sure all of that is electrified already. But I know that there's at least one section that isn't, and it's the bit that heads out beyond Enetbergen, I think. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we've got full capacity on board at the moment, and in fact, I suspect everybody on this route is. I know that this is one of the profit routes, as the game repents its very existence for me opening a menu. 27 years old, so they're coming up on being due a replacement anyway. That's okay, friends. We're going to give you some good stuff. Right. Talk to me of finances. I only made $1 million in profit last year, but these are aging trains. But there we go. I could do a sneak peek as a live stream. No, we don't want to do that. I might do you know, if I was going to do anything with the new map on the live stream, it would be like the opening episode or the first project or something like that, but I'm not going to. Don't worry, there will be more live streaming happening. I want to do more of it. Sana Goods Factory is out of juice again. What exactly is it as your problem, though? Try to ship more items. Get away. I've got plenty of trucks there. That doesn't make any sense. I figure that will keep braking and then unbraking itself again from now until eternity. See, I was right to question this because the next section is not electrified. So we need a diesel because I don't want to electrify everything unless I absolutely have to. Maybe it's going to be the glorious return of the Alco PA, which much like many of the North American people who watch this series, I'm also rather partial to. I've got the New York livery version of that. Really, you're going to take ages to load up the train options, but we've been fiddling with it often enough. Right, multiple unit diesels. Really, this SNCF is a diesel. Oh, you know where I could stick that, don't you? I could stick that on the Looper. Interesting. Same train, different livery. We might take a trip to the Looper. Yes, okay, there we go. We've got people yelling Alco there. Oh, no Alco. No, reject the Alco. Use a Class 107. I'm sure I could if I knew what one was. Right. There we go. That's the list. What have we got? We've got this Russian beast here. We could go Russian. It's a double-headed Russian. And then stick a whole bunch of Russian passenger wagons behind it. We've also got the Bombardier double-decker wagons carriages that we haven't used yet. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Right, Bombardier will do 140. We're not going to stick those behind the Russians, though, obviously. See, these barn wagons, they don't half look like they're part of a flipping multi-unit job. I know I just said Bahnwagen, which S-Bahn, S-Bahnwagen, Class S-Bahnwagen. Bahnwagen is meaningless because it basically means railway coach. Right, okay, well there's a lot of those to choose from. Right, what have we got Russian-wise? What do you do? You do 200 kilometres an hour. That's pretty nippy. That's 120, more or less, miles per hour. You've also got that, that looks awesome. All right, we're going Russian. Go Mother Russia. We're going Russian. Let's go with. We'll take the multi-unit. I don't know how cost-effective this is going. Actually, that's fairly cheap. We'll take one of those. Thank you. Which is called. It's the 21060. So it's a Warframe themed train there. And then we'll go down here, and I really like the look of these, which also do 160. They only carry 9 passengers, and it was introduced in 2007. What else have you got for me? Well, this Barrow, that carries 14. That's not much either. Well, this one, 17, but it does 200, so it's a mismatch. What about this one? 14. Well, it means we've got 2 that kind of that work in tandem, although they are 2 that are frankly identical from 2004, from 1999. But they are the same. It makes no sense. Anything else that I've missed? There's another one that is also the same. I mean, the 614177 appears to have been introduced in multiple different years. That carries 9. I don't think we can use them in the same consist. I don't think that's going to work. What else? What else? I'm just checking I've not missed anything else that could potentially do it. Although the Einheitswagen 4 is quite aged at this point, despite the fact it's still quite nippy. Right, okay, we're going to go with these. I'm going to want a lot of them, though. So let's go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which has made it 232 metres long. Let's go a bit longer. 9. Let's go 10. There we go. That's pretty exciting. Let's automatically replace, but replace them now. Now, if this doesn't work, we might change the scheme in a moment. But we'll wait for the first one to get switched up, and we'll go and have a look and see what it looks like. There we go. You'll do. There you go. Turn that off. It's about the right length for the platform. I'm pretty sure my platforms are all 300 plus meters, or are they 240? In which case, this train's going to be too long. We're possibly going to break the. Possibly going to break a junction or two here, but we'll see. Right. Let's ride alongside. This is jolly good fun. Now, I think the top speed on the previous incumbent was 140, so this should actually be more profitable than the previous train. Plus, it's nice and long. In fact, it's really long, and that's cool. All right, cool. Meanwhile, we've got new stuff. So we've got a New Zealand freight train of some description and a couple of buses. Okay, that's less interesting than perhaps I anticipated. But there we are. Are we going to get anywhere near top speed? From the looks of it, no. Because we're trundling away here, and we're only just coming up on halfway to top speed. So despite this being a double header, it's really not got a lot of grunt by the looks of it. Although it is a fantastic looking train. Let's go for vehicles. Let's see if we can monkey with the colour scheme. Can everything be red? No. Oh well, some do, some don't. But not this one. Yeah, I just thought of that, Mr. McBaldspot, and unfortunately, you can't. So we're just going to have to go with quite a lot of primary colours all at once. Right, we're up to 100 kilometres an hour now. We've not got long left on this route, though, before we come into... pretty sure it's Enetbergen. Yes, it is. and then you've got another reasonable shot to Wolfenschießen, but it's not as long. Anyway, there comes the other one. Right, okay, and it's time for me to jump off here and sling it into a good spotting spot. Here we go. This is a great spotting spot. Right, stop moving. There you go. Nice. Now, if I've hosed this, it will be because the train's too long, and it will have a poor time navigating through the junction on the way back out again. In fact, this is a very long train. This is probably the longest non-goods train that I've got. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. No, this is broken. Yep. Yep. Yeah. That's not going to work. Okay. Right. Time to get my repair kit out. Oh dear. Right. There we go. We got quite a lot of new rules being implemented there via Nightbots. Nice work there, moderation team, running a tight ship. Hold on. Anybody got any ideas? Who's this dude? And where's his Zeppelin? Because he's in the right place for a Zeppelin, but can we ride on board him? That's the question. Yeah, I've not seen that before. It's different. Now, the thing is, if this is a bug with a coach, these are all the same coach. Maybe he's on a plane. I don't know, but he's up there. Look, he's getting it done. Wonder Man in his invisible Zeppelin. Absolutely. Right, weird. Now, what we don't know is whether he's actually hovering above the train or whether he's just kind of, kicking it generally. This will be telling me that train 9 can't turn around. Yeah. And I suspect you're train 9, aren't you? Yes, you are. You are well long. So I'm going to need another crossover here, which means I'm going to have to back this dude up a bit. Have I got room to do that before the next train? Yes, I have. Okay. And then we're just going to have to put another crossover in there. It's not good, though. Turn around. Go that way a bit. Right, because firstly, we could have anything happening at the other end. Oh, hold on. Is Wonder Man still hovering above the train? No, he appears to have departed, unless we come across him again. No, he visits but once a year on his magic invisible carpet. Anyway, let's get back to work here. The important question at this point is: have we cleared the switch? Now, from this angle, we have, right? So this has cleared the actual kind of track change element of it, but the points themselves are there, or the points control is there. So I think the game's going to treat it as having not cleared the junction, which means the junction isn't going to work. Oh dear. Right. So plan A is we get rid of this, but I don't think this is going to work. Let's get rid of that as well. And then we'll stick a diamond up here. Now this moves the track changing a little further away from the station, which isn't ideal. Hold on, we need to electrify as well. Upgrade, please. Thank you. Right, and then do the same again in the other direction. And of course, there is a very real chance that that it's going to be worse going in the opposite direction. The solution suggested was just relay the track and build the junction in a better place is the right one. We're just going to see how we get on first, and then I'll probably look to change it up after that. Right, hit this button, and spin him around again. All right, how do you feel about that? Okay, well, it's got moving, but that was cheeky hacks on that one. because we removed the... Whoa, 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 whoa. Where do you think you're going? You think you're going to Beckenried, do you? Well, alright, have fun with that, but that's not where you're supposed to be going. You're supposed to be zinging it up there. Alright, let's... I'm going to up the tempo. The frame rate's not going to be great, but it will get us through this a little quicker, because I need to see if this works before we move on. Because there's a high chance it doesn't work. And then this next candidate will tell us in short order whether this is actually operational or not. You're off to Beckenried, so we no longer care about you. You're going the wrong way. Actually, this one's... Oh, hold on. There he is. He's back. I saw him. You saw him too. He was there. Very, very momentarily. But he was definitely there. I definitely saw him. Where are you, flying man? Not there. Oh well. I gotta get me some kernelware. You darn tootin', Gamer 514. Get it on. It's a thing that makes everybody like you more. It says so on the packaging. Right, okay, well, inconclusive. We're going to have to wait for a train to come back in the opposite direction to see if it can complete the route. I'm sceptical. What we shall do to expedite this, because obviously, even though we're at max speed right now, it's hardly max speeding because the frame rate's poor. So what we'll do is we'll look at the grass for about 30 seconds or so, talk amongst yourselves, about how do we get kernelware. Someone will post it at some point, or the Sarge will yell it. No, yes, merch. Buy stuff. There you go. MSJN. Well, you're not in uniform. There you go. That's where you can buy stuff. Right, what do we got? Sun and Goods Factory still complaining. Right. There we go. Check the other termini. I'll do that in a sec, but given that the red hazard thing isn't flashing, I think we might be okay elsewhere. Let's see, because I like long train. The long train is great, but it's more a question of have we fixed this one? Because if there are other problems to fix, we'll go fix those as well. Right, have you cleared this junction to the satisfaction of the game? You are picking up the passengers. You don't have a path. It, friends, has not cleared the junction. Right, okay, turn around. Off you go. Head back again. And then we'll pause. We'll relay the junction. All we'll do is we'll bring the sweep out a little bit further. Hopefully no one's coming this way yet. That's good. We've got plenty of room to fix this. Just come on, 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 come on. Times are wasting. Anyone? And pause. There we go. Not quite enough pause. Turn around. Go on, go real fast. That's it. That's it. And stop. And turn around. And pause. There we go. Right. Bulldoze. Right, here we go. So, I'm going to keep this crossover... No, I'm not. Oh, it's a shame. It's a really nice crossover, but you can't have it all, especially when it doesn't work. Let's fix this up, and hopefully everything will be glorious. Yeah, remove a signal. I don't mind. Yep, all of that, and all of this. And all of that. We're going to make the traffic happy anyway. You know, all these people who are fed up of being stuck in traffic, they won't be stuck in traffic much longer. I'm a delete them. Right, get the behind me road. Oh, didn't mean to kill them. Never mind. Right, so what we do know already is that we're going to be connecting up from here. No, that's a signal. Close that down. Let's go. And up there. And And then we'll bring this one straight back the other side. Oh, is it going to fight me because it's already part level crossing? No. Good answer. Right. Okay. So we've got that in place, and then what we need is that needs to come in about here. Previously, it swept round and came in about there, which was not long enough. So, talk to me here, game. I don't know if the game is actually going to let me do it. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm doing this. That's the thing that happened. Disaster on Interstate Interlaken. Right, we'll take manual control over this. We'll go from, I mean, how much space do we need here? It is a bit of space, isn't it? So if we go from here, right, and then we'll take it round at maximum curvature. As much as that's slightly more inefficient as far as the track itself is concerned, that should do the job of providing enough space. There you go. You get around there like that. I don't know what that was all about. I was just turning the camera around. Then we'll do. Oh wow, that's unappealing. Let's delete back a bit more, and then we'll get that laid in properly. There you go. That's a little. No, what's this 151 all about? No, that's too slow. Let's delete a bit more. If you don't, it's what I find is that if you don't like the speed that it's given you, delete some more track. Until it starts to comply. There you go. See, we got the speed the way we like it there, and then whack that up there. And just in case we're tempted to ever use this hideous depot again, we'll get rid of that too. Good. Right. So that's definitely further up. That's for sure. We'll slip junction that as well, as much as it doesn't help us very much. It's worth doing. It's worth doing. Can we not? I guess the turn's too acute. Remove the catenary. Remove the catenary. Remove the catenary. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable request. No, get rid of that. And this. I can't remove all of it because obviously the junction still needs to have it, but we can certainly remove it from that section. Right there and right there. As long as now, see, I need it there. You never know when that's going to come in handy. So can I just do? And then you don't want it to be uneven, so we'll do it like that. Okay, that's pretty much how it was before. Now then. We need a crossover here as well for other services and this train itself. So if we get the crossover here, we'll make it a slow one, and hopefully we'll have enough space to get round before the junction. And that gets all of our track switching out of the way in one move. Let's double that up and all. Give them maximum choices. That looks plausible, but I'm still not 100% confident. Let's turn this one around and see what we get out of that. Right, let's go with whatever we've got going on here. Now, let's just do that. Thanks, Dan Roddy. Yes, although the way you phrased that there makes you does make it sound like a demand. Make me laugh now. I'll do my best. Anyway, well, I think I fixed this junction. There you go. That's a gag in itself. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens here. Well, first, are we going to have to wait? No, we're not going to have to wait. That's good. Right. I think I've given it enough space. If I haven't, we're going to have to do it again. Come on. It's got to be close. I've given it enough space. It's working. Right, good. That's that fixed. Although, where are you going? Well, cheeky. And remarkably quite efficient as well. Let's put a bit of signal action on there. Let's put a signal block in here. Let's plumb the roads back in. And then we're good. Right, medium street. That sounds pretty good to me. Right, let's whack you straight across there like that. Right, and then do this. I can't remember exactly how it was, so we'll just try and make it work. There you go. Yeah, that works. That's good. Right, and then can we connect this up as well? I'm sure we can if we try hard enough. I am prepared to bulldoze buildings to make this one. Oh no, there we go. That's happening. Now, I do think we've possibly made it slightly difficult for commuters to get around a place. But frankly, if we disrupt car traffic, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Large street. That's a different kind of large street. Let's try this larger street. There you go. That's the stuff. All right, can you get across there? You can. And so we will, because frankly, having loads of cars queuing up for a level crossing is great fun. Maybe not for the drivers. So you want, like, traffic lights or a roundabout or something in there. Otherwise, it's basically going to turn into Mad Max in a matter of seconds. But that's the concern of the drivers, not me. What I have left room for, maybe, is a little bit of in-town, smaller road. What do we want here? This one. If it'll fit. Now, you usually can't get this to work. I don't want to take out that building. See, I just wanted to slip in a little bit of road here, like that, see? And then connect onto there. And that would be, you know, a really nice kind of, you know, run alongside the, you know, but it's not gonna. Lasai. Okay, right, well, that's that bit fixed, and we've got new trains in place, and now we have to go, I'm losing my mind. Now we have to go and make sure it's not broken somewhere else as well. Because it might still be working and still broken. Let's slow it back down again. Here we go. Oh, people are making tinkly noises there, which I assume is something nice, because it's not the hooter. Thank you for whatever that is, people making tinkly noises. I've had 3 tinkly noises so far. No idea what it means. But it's great. If anybody else wants to do the same, I'd be very grateful. I have no idea what it means. My alert system is not alerting me to anything at all. But I do like a tinkly noise. Thank you very much. Right, anyway, onwards. Here we go. Where are we? Now then, we're looking for the homage to the Great Western. Where else does that stop? I know it's quite a significant line. This is not one of its stops. Okay, so show me one that is. We could just look the route up, though, couldn't we? That would be a move. Right. There's the Fruity Loop, making money, printing cash. Homage to the Great Western at the moment is losing money, but given that goodness me, it goes everywhere. It's got a 7-minute turnaround. I suspect that might actually pick up if I put another train on there, you know. Let's find one and see if it's doing anything weird. You're waiting for a free path. You are waiting for a free path, and you appear to be on the wrong side of the track. This one's waiting for a free path, and this one's waiting for a free path. Friends, it's broken.